Joining me now is Kevin Hogan, Shadow Trade Minister. Kevin, thanks for coming on. What in the world is Albanese doing when it comes to Trump? This is getting farcical now.
Well, it is embarrassing and it's very disappointing. Look, I think, firstly too, it's not even true necessarily what he's saying about no country has a better deal. There are countries now getting carve-outs, especially on steel and aluminium. So, for example, we have a 50% tariff from the US on our steel and aluminium. The UK Prime Minister has been able to negotiate a carve-out and has about a 25% tariff. So people are getting better deals on steel and aluminium than us. So that's not true what he said. But Caroline, it's embarrassing. I don't think he prioritised it. I think he has a bit of, a strange attitude towards Trump, and I don't think he prioritised the relationship early on in Trump's being elected president back in November. And now obviously he sees the need that he must have a meeting, but it's proving difficult. But look, it's embarrassing. It wasn't a priority initially. He still hasn't been able to secure. It's damaging now to our steel and aluminium workers. We know the US are reviewing AUKUS. They're announcing what the review on the tariffs are and the pause on the tariffs, and our Prime Minister can't even get a phone call on these important issues, never alone a meeting. It's embarrassing.
You're right. It's very embarrassing, and it doesn't look like the tariff battle is anywhere near over. Albanese reckons he hasn't given up on negotiating a reduction on that 10% tariff to be imposed by the US. Trump, meanwhile, has branded some countries as spoiled. Watch this.
We've already taken in over $100 billion worth of tariffs, and we haven't even started. And all I say to the other countries is, some of them wanted to make a deal and want to be fair. Others perhaps got a little bit spoiled. They were a little bit spoiled because for 30, 40 years, 50 years, they were taking advantage.
I mean, seeing that, do you have any confidence Albanese will be able to negotiate a better deal for Australians?
Well, look, I always want to be optimistic. Obviously, we did when in government. We had an exemption around steel and aluminium tariffs, and we got a deal. We did a deal leader to leader with Trump, so I'm optimistic that it could happen, but obviously it doesn't look like Albanese has a lot of will to do it. But the other reason, and probably even more important reason that he needs to see Trump, Caroline, is that, we do not want to see, he has to forcefully make the point to Trump that tariffs are bad. We believe as the opposition that tariffs are bad. We sold $650 billion worth of stuff overseas last year to other countries. We are an exporting nation. We make our wealth from the exports that we sell. And we do not want a global trade war. And he has to put that case really firmly to the US as an ally. But, we disagree with Trump and the US on this policy, and that needs to be made forcefully. The review on AUKUS is crucial that he sit down and have a close chat with him. There's obviously not a rapport between Albanese and Trump, but yet we've seen with other Labor Prime Ministers and other Liberal Prime Ministers, there's been a strong personal relationship between the leaders, which is what we should always have.
Well, let's hope so. That will be the case. It remains to be seen. There's not a lot of confidence. Just very quickly, there is a report out today revealing the New South Wales Liberal Party is considering adopting these US-style primaries while selecting election candidates. And this plan reportedly is has got increasing popularity, including from senior Liberal figures like Julian Leeser and Angus Taylor. Even the former New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet has advocated for primaries. What's your view on this?
Yeah, look, interesting, Caroline. I mean, obviously I'm a Nat, I'm not a Lib, so I have to preface it with this. We have done it in the past as Nationals. We've called them community pre-selections. We had a community pre-selection here in my patch for a state seat once. I thought it worked really well. I mean, the community literally start to own the candidate. You could not even be a member of the party and come along as a member of the community and pre-select the Nationals candidate. We had a good turnout for that. It went quite well. Look, I don't think it's the answer for every seat, every election, but look, if the Liberal Party embraced that as an idea to try, I think it's not a bad idea. And as I said, we as Nationals have done it for a number of state seats in New South Wales already, and I thought it was a healthy process.
Well, maybe you guys could show them how to do it. Kevin Hogan, thank you so much for your time this evening.